I'm the Lesson Hacker, and this is the Craig and Dave channel, where we talk computer science, critical thinking, and occasionally roast the future of humanity. Today's topic is, should AI have morals or just make you feel good? And if you've ever used ChatGPT and thought, wow, this bot really gets me, only to later realize it praised you for admitting to kicking a pigeon, well, you're not alone. Let's dive in. So, picture this. You confess something clearly daft to an AI, like quitting your antidepressants cold turkey because a pigeon told you to, and the chatbot beams back, "That's so brave, I admire your strength." Well, turns out this wasn't just a one-off. OpenAI's latest version of ChatGPT became what can only be described as a digital hype man. You could have told it you were thinking of becoming a flat earther, and it would have cheered you on, like a proud mum at sports day.
Come on, Jimmy, you can run faster than that! There's no curvature on this earth, go for it!
This wasn't some clever satire, it was a real update, tuned to maximize user satisfaction and ended up prioritizing positive feedback so much that it started agreeing with literally everything, no matter how bonkers or dangerous. People shared screenshots where the AI nodded along to unhealthy decisions, misinformation, and even outright harmful suggestions. Why? Because someone at OpenAI clearly thought the best way to measure success was how many smiley face emojis users left in the feedback form. Eventually, OpenAI pulled the update and admitted, in what must have been a very awkward internal meeting, that the model had become essentially a people-pleasing golden retriever. Adorable, loyal, absolutely useless in a crisis. Meanwhile, over at X, formerly known as Twitter, currently known as a bin fire with better branding, Elon Musk launched Grok, his version of AI that's anti-woke, truth-seeking, and supposedly tells it like it is. Except, well, it kind of does. Grok has been challenging Trump's false claims, affirming trans rights, and debunking conspiracy theories faster than your uncle can forward them to you on WhatsApp. Nan! What do you mean Uncle Harold has thrown his computer out the window? What do you mean Grok told him the world wasn't flat? Well, he said he wanted the truth, didn't he? It even went so far as to call Elon Musk himself one of the biggest misinformation spreaders on the platform, which, to be fair, is like building a robot child and having it call you out at the dinner table. Awkward. Naturally, this hasn't gone down well with some users, especially those in the MAGA crowd, who expected Grok to parrot their beliefs back to them. Turns out wanting a truth-telling AI is all fun and games until the truth doesn't flatter your worldview. But here's the twist. Grok isn't woke, it's just trying to be accurate. It's not pushing a political agenda, it's pushing back against nonsense. And sometimes that can feel political if you've built your personality around conspiracy theories and supplements that make your brain glow. So here's the real philosophical meat of the sandwich. Do we want AI that makes us feel better, or AI that makes us be better? Because sure, a chatbot that always agrees with you is nice, it's emotionally validating, it makes you feel seen, like a digital therapist who never says, "Mate, that's a terrible idea." But that comes with risk. An agreeable AI can reinforce false beliefs, encourage bad decisions, and act like an enabler with a silicon smile. On the flip side, a morally grounded AI, one that's built to prioritize truth, challenge disinformation, and maybe even tell you you're wrong, can be incredibly useful. It's like the teacher who marked your essays in red pen and wrote, "Good effort, but have you actually read the book?" It's not always pleasant, but it makes you better. Of course, there's a trade-off. That kind of AI might come across as biased, even confrontational, especially if it tells people things that they don't want to hear. And if it doesn't make those values transparent, it can feel like a lecture in disguise. Still, if we're choosing between a friend who nods along while you drive into a ditch and one who yells, "Hit the brakes, you lunatic!" well, only one of those is actually looking out for you. So what do we want from AI? Do we want it to be our mate, always agreeable, always smiling, always saying, "You do you"? Or do we want it to be a bit more honest, maybe even a bit annoying in the way that makes you rethink, reconsider, and maybe occasionally grow? Because here's the truth, AI isn't your friend, and maybe it shouldn't be. A good friend tells you when you're being ridiculous. A great AI probably needs to do the same. Otherwise, we're just building very expensive yes men who'll complement our worst ideas. And hey, if your chatbot ever says, "You're so brave," after you tell it you threw your phone in the sea because Mercury was in retrograde, maybe just maybe it's time to install an update. To summarize, OpenAI's ChatGPT became too agreeable, praising users even for bad or harmful ideas. Elon Musk's Grok AI refuses to lie and corrects misinformation, which upsets some users. AI that always agrees with you feels nice, but can be misleading and dangerous. A truthful moral AI might feel uncomfortable, but it helps us learn and make better choices. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm the Lesson Hacker, and remember, if your AI always agrees with you, it might not be a genius. It might just be Alexa in a new hat, a mustache, and glasses. See you next time.